Hey, you ever heard of a hitless run? Maybe in games like Dark Souls or Hollow Knight or even Undertale, the core idea of these is pretty simple, across any game. If you get hit, even once, you reset. So, knowing this, and being an incredibly smart individual, I decided to do the same thing in this little game called DELTARUNE. Not a good idea. The rule's probably as simple as you'd expect them to be, and we all hate listening to them, so feel free to skip ahead if you don't care. I'll try and make it quick, I can't promise it'll be quick. Rule number 1, if at any point any character's HP drops below its maximum value, you reset back to the last save point regardless of whether you got hit outside of battle or not. This only applies to avoidable damage, a la losing health in a cutscene where it's quite literally impossible to avoid. That doesn't count because that wouldn't be fun. Rule number 2, no altering the game to make it easier. I'm not even sure if it's possible to mod in save states, I'm just assuming it is, and so I'm ruling it out here. Rule number 3, in boss fights, I can only progress past it if the winning attempt is hitless. This rule exists purely so that I can actually learn the attacks instead of reenacting the tale of Sisyphus and getting my ass beat into a rotten bloody pulp over and over again. Now, a bunch of other stuff that isn't explicitly rules per se, but extra stipulations that I'm tacking on just because I think it would make it more interesting. I'll be going for all shadow crystals, therefore all secret bosses because it's more interesting that way, and skipping encounters is fair game. If you take issue with that, make your own video, I don't care. This video will only be covering Chapter 1, and only covering the fights that I found interesting enough to talk about. Since I've only done Chapter 1, and this is literally my first video ever, if you do want to see me get my ass kicked in Chapter 2, make sure to like the video. I can't promise I'll do it, but I'll probably try. The first fight I was actually scared of, for some reason beyond me, is the Susie and Lancer fight. It wasn't that scary really, just make sure you grab the Ragger for Ralsei and the Spooky Sword for Chris early in the chapter. Use Sing with Ralsei whenever Susie is awake, and beat up Lancer while Susie's asleep. Sing and then beat up Lancer. Oh my! Alright, nice. The only fight that took me more than one attempt this chapter, Jevil is a significant step up from everything else you've faced thus far. In terms of equipment, there really isn't much to equip as of right now. Chris gets the Spooky Sword, Ralsei gets the Ragger. Make sure you equip the Brave Axe and Iron Shackle on Susie before the fight. As for the fight itself, the strategy can be boiled down to hit Jevil. If you can use a Rude Buster on Jevil, use a Rude Buster on Jevil. If your TP is equal to or greater than 34%, make Chris defend and have Susie use Rude Buster. It is incredibly important you beat Jevil violently since he drops the Devil's Knife upon winning, which is a monumental upgrade and one of the best weapons on Susie for the entire game. I think we're getting that one attack I can't do. Yeah. Block in, I guess. Should just be able to hit him here. Yeah. Alright. Time to not die. That's it. That's it! Okay. Wow. That was something. Holy. Alright. Give me that weapon. With your newfound power in the Devil's Knife, which you should immediately equip on Susie, by the way, make your way up to fight the big guy himself, the Chaos King. If you meet it through Javel, you can make it through this guy. His attacks are way easier to dodge, and you hit much harder now. The same general strategy applies: hit him and use Rude Buster when you can, defending with Chris when your TP is at 24% or more for an extra Rude Buster. Rinse and repeat, he should go down pretty quickly. Oh yeah. Should be over next turn. Yeah, definitely. Surely. Oh, screw you then. Alright, now it's over. Yeah. Alright, that's that. That's chapter 1. HITLESS. Yay. After that fight, rush home and immediately go to bed, finishing chapter 1 without taking a single hit. The only times I had to reset in this chapter was doing area hazard and javel about 8 or so times. If you give enough time, effort, and patience, it shouldn't be too hard of a challenge. Again, if you want to see me do chapter 2, like the video, and if you watched all the way to the end, I sincerely thank you for your time. See you soon, bye.